You know what's strange? You know you should be studying right now, but you're not. You know your exams are coming. You know the consequences of failing. You know the guilt that eats you alive when you waste a whole day scrolling, procrastinating, distracting yourself. Yet here you are, sitting, watching, avoiding. And let me tell you something blunt. Avoiding studying isn't just laziness. It's not even about you being bad at studying. It's actually much darker. It's a form of self-sabotage. Because somewhere deep inside, your brain has already decided, I'd rather feel the pain of regret later than the discomfort of effort right now. That is the exact trap you're stuck in. Think about it. Your brain isn't stupid. It knows studying pays off. It knows the feeling of walking into an exam prepared is priceless. But your brain has been hijacked. You've trained it to seek instant relief instead of delayed reward. Every time you pick up your phone, scroll for just 5 minutes, binge a video, open a snack, or promise yourself, I'll start later, you are literally teaching your brain that avoiding pain is more valuable than building your future. And here's the cruel truth. The longer you avoid studying, the stronger that habit of avoidance becomes. You think you're just taking a break, but no, you're carving a permanent mental pattern. Every single time you say, I'll start tomorrow, your subconscious gets one step closer to believing that studying is something you never do. You are literally training yourself to fail. Now here's where it gets worse. Procrastination doesn't just ruin your grades, it ruins your identity. You start labeling yourself as lazy. You start believing you're not smart enough. You create this fake story that maybe I'm just not meant to succeed. And once that belief hardens, it sticks with you, not just in school, but in life. That's why people who avoid studying now often grow into adults who avoid work, avoid responsibility, avoid growth. Avoidance becomes a personality. But let's flip this, because this is where your power lies. If avoidance can be trained into your brain, so can action. If procrastination can become your personality, so can discipline. Right now, you're standing at a fork in the road. One path is regret, guilt, and wasted years. The other path is confidence, results, and a life you're proud of. And the crazy part? The only difference between those two lives is whether you decide to study today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. So let me ask you, do you really want to keep betraying yourself? Do you really want to keep choosing the shallow comfort of distraction, knowing it's destroying your long-term success? Or do you want to finally break this toxic loop, take control of your mind, and become the kind of person who looks back at their life and says, I made it because I stopped running from my responsibilities? Because this video is going to rip apart every excuse you've ever used to avoid studying. And by the end, you won't just understand why you've been stuck. You'll finally see exactly how to break free from it. 1. The myth of not in the mood. You keep telling yourself, I'll study when I feel motivated, when I'm in the right mindset. That is the biggest lie you've ever believed. If you wait for motivation, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. Motivation isn't a spark that magically appears. It's a side effect of doing the work. Think of it this way. Do you wait to feel like brushing your teeth before doing it? Number. You just do it because the alternative is disgusting. Studying is no different. The reason you don't feel like it is because your brain has built a connection. Books equal pain, scrolling equals pleasure. That's the wiring right now. And here's the truth. The mood never comes first. The action comes first. And then the motivation catches up. So the only cure to not being in the mood is to start before you're ready. The mood is built, not found. 2. The illusion of I'll start later. How many times have you whispered those words? I'll start at 5 o'clock. I'll start after dinner. I'll start tomorrow morning. And every single time, you didn't. Because your brain knows something you don't. Later is just a prettier word for never. Delaying doesn't make studying easier, it makes it heavier. It piles guilt on your shoulders, steals your peace, and makes you feel weak. And here's the manipulative trick your brain plays. It tells you that delaying is harmless, but in reality, every time you delay, you're teaching your subconscious that you are someone who can't be trusted with their own word. You become a liar to yourself. And once your subconscious learns you can't be trusted, you lose respect for yourself. And when you lose respect for yourself, you stop trying. So the only weapon against later is now. Not a perfect now, not a clean desk, not the perfect playlist, not the perfect timing, just raw, messy, ugly now. Because the moment you take action now, you break the curse of delay. 3. The excuse of I'm too tired. Let's expose another excuse. I'm too tired to study. Are you really tired? Or are you drained because you've been wasting energy on meaningless distractions? You can scroll on your phone for 2 hours, binge videos, chat endlessly, and suddenly you have endless energy. But the moment you open your book, you're too tired? That's not tiredness. That's weakness disguised as fatigue. Here's the brainwashing truth. Studying doesn't drain energy. It creates it. The moment you sit down, push past the first 10 minutes, and engage your brain, you'll notice something shocking. You actually wake up. You feel alive. Because your brain craves challenge. The human mind was not built for endless cheap dopamine. It was built to solve problems. And when you deny it the challenge of studying, you are suffocating it. So the next time you feel too tired, ask yourself, tired of what? Wasting time? Or tired of running from the very thing that could make your life better? 4. The lie of, I'll never remember this. Anyway, this one is deadly. You avoid studying because you think it's pointless. What's the use? I'll forget it tomorrow. That's your mind trying to trick you into quitting. Yes, you will forget some things, but forgetting isn't proof that studying doesn't work. Forgetting is part of the process. Think about the gym. You don't go once and walk out with a six-pack. You go repeatedly, and the results compound. The same with studying. You don't study to remember everything. You study to train your brain to fight through difficulty. You study to prove to yourself that you can sit with discomfort instead of running away. Even if you forget 80%, the 20% you retain can change your exam outcome. And the habit you build will change your entire future. Avoidance guarantees failure. Imperfect studying guarantees progress. Which side do you want to stand on? 5. The brutal reality of avoidance. Now, let's go darker. Let's rip away all comfort. Imagine this. You keep avoiding. Days pass, weeks pass, exams arrive, and you walk into the room with nothing but regret in your chest and fear in your stomach. You sit down, look at the paper, and realize it's too late. You can't fake it. You can't run. You can't rewind. That's the future your avoidance is buying. Regret is not a small pain. It's a permanent scar. And you know what's worse than failing? Knowing you could have succeeded if you just tried. That is the kind of pain people carry for years. The kind of pain that eats you alive in silence. So, every time you think about avoiding studying, imagine the face of your future self, screaming at you from the exam desk, begging you to start today. That future self is real, and the only way to save them is to act now. Listen carefully. This is your breaking point. You can either click away right now and sink back into the same endless loop of excuses, or you can choose to end avoidance once and for all. Every day you delay, you're teaching yourself weakness. But every time you act, even for 10 minutes, you're building strength. So here's what I want you to do. Prove to yourself that you're done running. Type one word in the comments. Start. That's it. Because when you write it, you're making a promise not just to me, but to yourself. And when you see dozens, maybe hundreds of other people writing start with you, you'll realize you're not alone in this war. You're part of something bigger. So don't just watch. Don't just nod. Comment, start, close this video, and immediately study for 10 minutes. That's how you break the curse. That's how you win.